Dang. I completely agree. Am I the jerk for packing my bags after finding a hidden camera pointed perfectly at the side of my bed? I am a 37-year-old female and have been dating my boyfriend, 39-year-old male, for about 2 years. We moved in together 6 months ago. Everything seemed fine until a few days ago. I was cleaning our bedroom and looking for a lost earring that had rolled under the nightstand on my side of the bed. I had to move the digital alarm clock, the one his mom gave us when we first moved in. When I picked it up, I noticed something off. The plastic back looked slightly loose. When I jiggled it, a small panel popped open. Tucked inside the battery compartment was a tiny camera lens aimed right at my side of the mattress. I froze. I was shaking. I looked around the clock and realized the camera was built into the alarm clock face. I unplugged the camera and realized there was an SD card inside. I plugged the card into my laptop, dreading what I would see. The card was full of hundreds of short motion activated clips. They were all of me. Some clips were of me sleeping, but many of me undressing or getting ready for bed when I thought I was alone in the room. When my boyfriend got home, I confronted him immediately. I felt sick. He got super defensive and started trying to laugh it off. He said he was just worried about my sleep patterns because I always complain about being tired and he wanted to gather data to help me improve my sleep hygiene. I told him he is delusional. Recording me in the bedroom without my knowledge is illegal and a massive, terrifying violation of my privacy. I packed a bag and went to stay at a hotel. I told him I needed space to figure things out. Now, he's texting me. He's sending me huge paragraphs about how shocked he is that I would leave over something he was doing out of love and concern. His best friend even texted me saying I'm being way too harsh and that I should just talk it out instead of running away. I feel completely violated and can't shake the feeling of being watched, even in the hotel. But the pressure from him and his friends is making me feel like I'm the one being irrational. Am I the jerk? Someone said nobody hides a camera out of love. He knew exactly what he was doing. Run and don't look back. Someone else said, not the jerk. You know all you need to know about his character. Are you sure there aren't other cameras in the other areas? Possibly the bathroom? I would not trust this man. And someone else said, like, keep the SD card. Don't give it back. Don't delete anything. And it can be actually used as evidence. Oh my gosh, I hope she's okay. Am I the jerk for telling a kid to get in the back of a line? I was hosting a show recently, and as the host, I was also in charge of managing the meet and greet line. We already had a solid line formed, at least 7 to 10 people deep, when a kid, maybe 6 or 7, comes sprinting past everyone and plants himself right at the front. A man I assumed was her father just followed and stood right next to her. I immediately stepped in. Hi, folks. I know we're excited, but our friends here are already in line. You'll have to join the queue as well. The dad gave me a massive glare, but grabbed his kid's hand and moved. Except he didn't go to the back. He just stepped off to the side, hovering, as the line kept moving. He waited for a mom to get distracted and look away, and then he just slid back into the gap. I locked eyes with the security guard, gave a nod, and went back over. Hey folks, I think we lost our way. The back of the line is this way, I said with a smile. That's when the dad finally snapped. We were already in line and we've been waiting. Me, I understand, sir, but everyone else is waiting too, and they were waiting in line. Dad, you're gonna tell my kid she has to go to the back? I smiled, even wider, got down on one knee so I was at eye level with the kid, and said, Hey there, I know you're really excited, but we had to wait our turn. It's only fair, right? It wouldn't feel good if you were in line and someone cut in front of you, would it? And the kid agreed. I stood back and gave the dad a choice. Continue this conversation with my friend, the security guard, or get in the back of the line. He finally moved. I had several other parents give me the side eye and even heard 2 moms commenting that I was wrong and should have just let the kid cut. Am I the a-hole? I personally think that was like the perfect way to do it, letting the kid know, like, oh, I don't think you would like this if you were in their position. Someone said you were fantastic. You stood your ground, protected the people who were politely standing in line, taught the kid manners without shaming her. Great. And also, yeah, I feel like the dad, like, to lead that as an example is kind of weird. Someone said absolutely not the a-hole. Just because her father is entitled doesn't mean he gets away with it. Kudos to you for putting them in their place. Someone said not the a-hole, but the dad is. Kids need to learn to take turns, and the dad feels super entitled and is not setting a good example for his daughter. I think you handled it better than most people in customer service. Am I overreacting that my boyfriend basically staged a test to see if I'd cheat with his cousin? I'm a 26-year-old female, have been dating my boyfriend, a 29-year-old male, for about a year. Everything was going normal. Maybe too normal. Last weekend, he invited me to a small family hangout at his place. Nothing crazy, just food, music, and a few drinks. He mentioned his cousin would be there too. I never met him before. When I got there, his cousin was 27-year-old male, and he was weirdly attentive. Not creepy, just very intentional, complimenting me, offering me a refill on my drink, sitting next to me every chance he got. At first, I thought, okay, maybe he's just friendly. But then my boyfriend started disappearing, like just fully vanishing into other rooms for long stretches of time. At one point, it was just me and the cousin in the living room. He turns to me and goes, "So, do you always go for guys like him?" I laughed it off, but he kept pushing, saying things like, "You could do better, you know. Some men like to share." At that point, I was uncomfortable. I texted my boyfriend asking where he was. No reply. Then the cousin straight up says, "If you wanted to do something, you wouldn't tell him, right?" I immediately got up and went to find my boyfriend, and guess where he was? In the hallway, on his phone, right outside the door. I asked him what the heck was going on, and he just smiled and said, "Relax, I just wanted to see how you handle yourself." Handle myself? I told him that was insane and left immediately. Now he's texting me saying I passed and I'm wifey material and that I'm overreacting because nothing actually happened, but I feel set up, tested, low-key disrespected. Why am I being put in some loyalty experiment I didn't sign up for? Am I overreacting or is this actually a messed up situation? Someone said not overreaction. He thinks you would cheat with some guy you just met because he stepped out of the room for a few minutes. He's going to be incredibly controlling for the rest of the relationship. Get out now. Someone else said he's a creep, just saying. Am I the jerk for telling my partner I'm done spending every weekend at his parents' house? I have spent roughly 40 of the last 52 weekends at my partner's parents' house. I counted because I needed to be sure I wasn't dramatizing before opening my mouth. We've been together for 3 years, and somewhere around month 14, this just became the standing plan without anyone officially deciding it. Friday evening, drive 45 minutes out, eat dinner with his parents, watch something on TV, sleep there, spend Saturday doing whatever his mom has planned, drive home Sunday afternoon. His parents are genuinely warm people, and I have nothing against them personally, but I'm 31 years old and I have my own life happening in the city. Friends I haven't seen properly in months, a spare room I've been meaning to sort out since February. Saturday mornings I'd love to spend at the farmer's market near my building instead of sitting in someone else's living room making small talk. I raised it carefully about 2 months ago, framed it as a personal need rather than a complaint. I said I'd love to visit every other weekend, maybe once a month during busy periods, and that the current frequency was slowly draining me. He seemed to hear it. I thought we were good. We were not good. The pace slowed for maybe 3 weekends and then quietly returned exactly what it was before, usually through loose plans that somehow always revolved into the same drive out of the city. Last week, I said clearly that I wasn't going and wanted to stay home, and that's when it unraveled. His mom apparently called him later that evening and said she felt for a while that I seemed distant and wanted to know if she had done something wrong. He relayed this to me and then said I had made her feel bad by pulling back. I don't know how she knew since I never spoke to her about any of this, which means he told her himself. And now the whole thing has somehow shifted from my actual need for personal time to managing her feelings about my absence. I'm not trying to disappear from his family. I just want my weekends back. Am I the jerk? Someone said not the jerk. Wanting 2 adult days that don't automatically belong to his parents is pretty normal. The worst part is him turning your schedule into a group family issue. Someone said, sit him down and address the triangulation. When you told your mom I was pulling back instead of explaining that would need some time as a couple, you made me the villain. I am not distant. I'm an adult with a life. From now on, I will be visiting once a month. I need you to support that boundary without making it about her being hurt. Dang. I completely agree. Someone else said not the a-hole. That is basically unpaid residency with a Sunday checkout. You asked for balance, not exile. The part where his mom got involved would make me dig my heels into. Am I the a-hole? My boyfriend stood me up after I made him dinner and put on my most beautiful lingerie to stay home and do laundry. My boyfriend stopped by earlier this evening to borrow some money from me, and one thing led to another, but things started to get a little heated. But after about an hour, he had to go back to work and do some maintenance on the ice machine at the restaurant. He promised me that he would only be there for about an hour and then was going to come back to spend the night with me. While he was gone, I made a really nice dinner, got all dolled up in my prettiest lingerie that I had been saving for a special occasion. About 2 hours had passed, and I called him to see if he was running late. His reply was no. I decided to come home and do my laundry instead of coming back over. Okay, this is where I might have overreacted. I told him that it was very apparent just how little he actually cares about me, and I only exist to him when he needs something. But I thanked him for making me feel completely stupid, but at the same time, I told him at least I can stop bending over backwards and killing myself trying to make him happy. I took off my lingerie and threw it in the dumpster and told him I'm done with him only wanting to see me when he needs something or when it's convenient. I don't know, Reddit. Am I overreacting? Someone said not an overreaction. He only came over to get money from you. Someone else said came over to borrow some money. Definitely using you. You deserve better. And someone else said people love calling it overreacting when you stop putting up with their nonsense. Basically, he got some money, got some action, and then didn't need you for anything else. Is that the sort of person you want to be with? Pretty clear he got what he wanted, and that was it. He didn't care enough to update you as well. It's messed up. Am I the a-hole for kicking my brother out for flirting with my wife? I'm a 25-year-old male. My wife is a 25-year-old female. We've been together since high school. She's sweet, smart, soft, shy, and fiercely loyal. And this situation just proves that. I love her more than anything. She's the love of my life. My brother, 35-year-old male, recently got kicked out of my parents because he never worked a real job, just weird, low-paying nonsense, and recently quit another one of those weird, low-paying nonsense jobs. My parents understandably lectured him again, and he lost his crap from what my mom told me. He was going to be homeless, so my parents begged me to let him live with me for a while. I decided to help. My wife also decided that maybe we could help him. The conditions were that he clean his room, look for a job, and not be a lazy bum. My wife and I both work from home, so we'd be here with him the entire day. 6 days ago, my wife came to me and told me he was flirting with her. Like, not just saying she's pretty, more like telling her he'd give her a better life and telling her to sleep with him. She insulted him quite badly by calling him useless. Old man that's nearly 40 years old and doesn't even own a car or have a life or even a girlfriend. To that, he responded by being rude to me in my own house, telling me what to do because he's older. I told him to get out of my house, and we ended up fighting, swearing, and screaming for about 10 minutes. When my wife called my parents, who came and picked him up, my wife was crying. My parents shouted at both of us and shouted at me for a reason I really don't know. After they left, I just was so angry and cried to my wife. We both cried for about 10 to 15 minutes and watched a movie afterwards. I chose the perfect date. Yeah, I'm corny. Say what you want. My brother is back with their parents, who are now pissed at me. I don't feel like I'm the a-hole, but at the same time, I kind of do. Thanks for reading. I look forward to seeing your opinions. Someone said, not the a-hole. Your brother's a loser. Someone said, not the a-hole. Defend your wife. Defend your home. Your brother is a professional loser, and your parents have coddled and enabled him for years. And someone else said, tell your wife you're so sorry that you brought that a-hole into your home. Someone said, not the a-hole, but your parents sure are as well. The way your brother behaved is no wonder where his immaturity came from, since they enabled it. You gave him a chance and he blew it.